And everybody out there who was giving Tesla so much shit, so much nonsense for the company, everybody who thought Tesla was a company that was going to come around and was run by some crazy lunatic and wasn't going to do anything for the market, wasn't going to do anything for anybody, for human stability, for human life. I hope everybody out there right now is regretting what they said. Holy crap. What is going on, everybody? It is currently July 2nd. I hope everybody had a beautiful, beautiful July 4th. It is July 2nd for me. Right now, I'm sitting in my room and I'm recording a podcast for everybody out there, all hundreds and thousands of listeners that tune in every week, every Tuesday, every Thursday to listen to me talk about existence of being a human being in this crazy world. And I know you guys come here just to see my little brain guy wear the headphones. I think as of right now, I'm going to be taking a step back from the headphones. I'm going to be putting the headphones away, maybe just for this episode. Probably just this episode. I probably will be putting them on in the next podcast. I just want to give, you know what I want to do real quick? I'm going to go here to my phone. I'm going to look up some ratings real quick for people who've been commenting on my, I was thinking about, hold up. I just want to give some thank you, some shout outs to people who've been showing me love on Apple Podcast. I've been thinking, I asked Taylor, I was like, what would you do for for Patreon? Like what, if you are a listener of a podcast, what would you pay extra for a podcast? Like, I know a lot of podcasts do it. A lot of podcasts, like I know Joey Diaz, he used to do like shout outs. So I guess if you paid like a certain month, because that's what Patreon is, it's like a subscription to the podcast. Because making money off a podcast, usually the main way to make money is you kind of use it as like a slide to get into the water, and the water is a cash out section, and a website where people buy clothing, merch, whatever. And podcasting is like the slide to get there. And then you're at the top of the slide, you're doing the work, and then woo, because you can reach more people with the slide. And then in the water, where they get eaten by a shark. But I was thinking, like, what would I use? I think I have a Patreon, like I made an account, but I don't think I use it. But I don't really know. I think maybe like Q&As or stuff like that. But I'm a firm believer of just doing the podcast and the money will come later. But I was just, not that I was going to implement it, but it was just kind of like a thought that like went through my head real quick. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about like doing a podcast and what it takes to have good episodes and bad episodes, what kind of makes a bad episode versus a good episode. It's really hard to tell. Today, July 2nd, it's Thursday. It's Wednesday. No, it's Thursday. This is a good day. Like, this is a good day to do a podcast. I don't know why it's a good day. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's because I had a huge, delicious breakfast burrito this morning. I'm not too sure, but just some days you feel good. Other days you don't feel good doing a podcast. But there's a few things I want to get into this episode. It's going to be a longer episode. Before we get into that, I just want to give a big thank you to everyone who's been showing love on the YouTube channel. We've been getting subscribers there. Views are going up. Likes are going up. Everything is going up. And my happiness levels are going up, and my shirt is getting way too big. My weight's going down. Everything I'm wearing now is fitting me super loosely. I've picked up this new OCD thing lately that has been huge. I love it. It's like my new obsession right now. So I'm wearing these shorts. Maybe I can stand up real quick. If you guys are on YouTube, you can see this. Uh-oh. Shit, sorry about that. I just fell into the my wall. But like I think my head's out of the frame, but I have these New Balance shorts on, and they're 5-inch seams. You can't really see. I'm also going to get a new table for the podcast, hopefully, in the near future. That's one of the goals of mine. But I've gotten these new shorts I've been getting into, and they're awesome. They're like the best shorts on the market. They're New Balance 5-inch seam shorts. And I've been getting them for running. So I've been running a lot lately. Like, I'm pretty sure I said that a few times. But I've been running a lot lately, and you don't have to wear underwear with them, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but it's a huge deal. I hate underwear for a few reasons. One, because there was a company named Duluth Underwear Company that they marketed off of being an underwear that didn't ride up your legs. Now, if you're a guy, you know this bullshit, because every pair of underwear you wear, they ride up your legs. And if you're wearing anything that's a non-black piece of a clothing, so if you're wearing a black clothing, it's fine. But if you're wearing anything else that's not a black piece of clothing, shorts, pants, joggers, whatever, you can see the crease of where the pants rolled up. And if I'm just missing something and there's a super simple solution to this issue I'm having, please reach out to me, because I was struggling with it. And ever since I discovered these shorts that have a liner inside of them, I went ahead and ordered 2 pairs. I was wearing them all the time. I would wear them, and I would wear them the next day. Sometimes after I ran, it's fucking disgusting. But I wash my balls. I use, come on. I have a shower. I clean myself. I know it's disgusting. Sometimes I don't run and I still wear them, but I was wearing them like twice a day. So in my head, I was like, well, if I'm wearing these things twice a day, it's probably disgusting. What's a good solution to fix this so I don't have to wear dirty shorts? Boom. I was like, oh, let's buy 2 more pairs. So now I have 4 pairs of the same exact color shorts of the same brand, New Balance, same length, same everything. And I feel amazing in it. I feel freedom in it. I love my legs. I feel like I have really good looking legs. Like, I think I have some of the best legs on the market. They're muscular in the quad area and the hamstring area where the shorts fit them. They just look bigger. I have decent sized calves. I've also got big into short socks. I'm wearing long socks right now, but just like the short socks that just cover up your ankles. I've been running, like just fucking running all the time. And I love that, and it's super fun, and I love these shorts, and I don't want to wear anything else. So I've kind of found myself in a danger zone where it's summertime, it's really hot outside. So I'm obsessed with these short shorts. But what happens once it gets warm? What am I going to wear? And I don't know what I'm going to wear. I'm going to try to rock out these shorts for as long as I possibly can. We'll see where that takes me. I'm not too sure, but I do have 4 pairs of these. I've been wearing these oversized t-shirts. My weight's at like 196. Like, I woke up at 196 today, which is beautiful. Like, ever since I went on vacation, I cleared my mind from everything. I've just been feeling good. The podcast is going well. School's going to be starting up school soon. Work is going well. I've been doing Robinhood, which is that's a app. It's a stock selling app. It's a stockbroker app. That's really common for millennials, and I've had it for about 1.5 years now, but I've actually finally started investing money. I think I've invested so far, and whatever. I'll be transparent with you guys. I really have nothing to not share with everybody. But this past week, this podcast coming out on Tuesday, so like the 7th or the 6th, whatever. This past week, the stock market did really well. So I did really well. And I know that I won't always do well, but it's just nice to kind of have money into something that I know will grow. And I'm trying to put in at least $500 into it each month. And right now let's be completely honest with everybody. Right now, my main stocks are, I'm just buying ETFs. I bought a Vanguard PowerShares QQQ, which is one of the most common ETFs. It's one of the most successful ones. It's grown a butt ton. So I bought a couple shares of them, a couple shares of Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF, which is another decent one. I bought this one stock called Iteris. Iteris is a... Let me just write this down real quick. I have a few things I want to talk about, so I got to put title options, or I will forget everything I'm talking about. Stock talk, or Bill Clinton is done. I'll get in that to us in a second. So I bought, so there's this company called Iteris, and I forget where I was looking. I was just kind of looking around online for companies that I looked up like lowest price companies on Robinhood. I don't like day trading. I'm not much of a day trader. I do have, most of my stocks are ETFs. I think I own 6 stocks, and 3 of the 6 of them are ETFs, and everything else I own very low amount in. and by the way, I know this probably annoys the shit out of so many people out there who've been doing the stock markets for like 5 to 10 years, and to listen to me, just some stupid millennial on here on Robinhood talking about the stock market when I really don't know what I'm doing, and I've never really lived through a recession, even though I think we're about to. And if it really pisses you off, I'm sorry, and I get it. I understand that anger you have towards somebody. I get it sometimes. For somebody who's never lifted before in their life and they do it for like a week and they're obsessed with it. But let's just be happy for this young movement of kids trying to be financially literate and smart and make money for the future, so they don't have to just rely on job market, because right now the job market is in the fucking dump. Okay? So just bear with me. I'm being very transparent with everybody. So iTerrace is a company that so each quarter they've been up. Every quarter this year they've been up. They've been doing really well in that sense. They are let me just read what it says here. iTerrace Incorporated engages in the provision of information solutions for both the traffic management and global agribusiness markets. It operates through the following segments: roadway sensors, transportation system, agriculture and weather analytics. The roadway sensors segment offers various vehicle detection and information systems and products for traffic, intersection control, incident detection, roadway traffic, data collection applications. The transportation system segment includes transportation engineering and consulting services. The agriculture and weather analytics segments consist of Clear Ag Solutions and Clear Path weather management tools, which deliver road maintenance applications and digital agriculture platforms respectively. The company was founded by Joel Slutsky in 1969 and is headquarters in Santa Ana, California. So, founded in 1969. So I read that and I like automated. Anything that's automated, I kind of get excited about. And I know there's a tech bubble and that's something that you should probably stay away from. But I get excited, especially if it's like tech and it's I'm trying to figure out. I don't want this thing to fall out on me. Hold up. Boom. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I get excited. I didn't want my mic to like fall apart as I'm doing a podcast, but I get excited whenever I see anything that's tech related, especially if it's like for cars, because I love Tesla, and Tesla's one of the stocks that, you know, I wish I invested in a lot earlier. I don't own any of it now, but clearly it's hard to know. It was hard to know that Tesla went up. But I love Tesla. I've always been obsessed with Tesla since I've discovered Elon Musk like years ago. Why is this thing doing that? I don't want it to break on me. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. You guys are currently watching me have an absolute fail on my podcast. Maybe. I might be able to fix it as I'm doing this. I'm so sorry. This is so not professional. But this is what happens when you don't have a producer. I think I touched it way too much. Okay, cool. I think we're all good. All right, we're fixed. Okay, sorry. So I like the idea that they are automatic traffic light roadwork company. So they collect data, speed cameras, all that good stuff. Anything that's automated, I'm automatically intrigued in. And they're such a low price. So like about 3 weeks ago, I was like, holy crap, they're $4. I feel like this company has the potential to do super well. And the reason why I think it's going to do super well is because I think that the greatest market it's going to get is automated cars. And automated cars are just now becoming the thing. And I knew that they were going to be the thing 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when I got obsessed with Elon Musk, hence the quote I have above me. And in the same week that this company has been making me money, it's been making me money the entire time. It's never had a down day. It's been up like 2% every single day for the past 2 weeks. Even when the stocks were going down, like 2 weeks ago, even when the stocks were doing really bad, it's still been making me money. And I was really pumped because I think it's going to do well because automated cars, self-driving cars are going to have to hook up with self-driving softwares, and it's going to try to hook up with all of them, aka it's probably going to hook up with iTerrace in the future. I believe that's exactly what's going to happen. I also believe Tesla is going to veer in there and possibly buy out this company, which would be sweet for me. So I own a decent amount of stocks in it now. I definitely put my money in it. Hopefully I don't lose all my money. You guys can watch the stock, and if it sucks, then you guys will know that I'm losing all my money. But it was really nice because the same week that I bought all their stocks, Tesla became the most valuable car company in the entire world, which was amazing. And I know it's hard for Tesla to be liked because they're so volatile. Like, their stocks are going up and down all the time. Elon Musk says some crazy shit. He smokes a joint with Joe Rogan. Then the next day he makes an April Fool's joke about how he's going to take the company private again. And he just says like wild shit, and it freaks people out. It's like one of the first companies ever where the owner has like a direct impact. I mean, the owner is a celebrity, and his car is like, it's an amazing car, but it's also so deeply in culture from everybody, from the people, from, you know, people who live in Manhattan to the people that live in Brooklyn to the people who live in DC to the people who live in Baltimore. It's in like rap music, it's in movies, it's in TV shows. It's just so like everywhere, and it's like, I don't know, because it's just a car, like, you know, like Ford has like the market of, you know, country folks, and like Mercedes is like super rich folks, but Tesla has like been able to do this weird thing where they cross so many boundaries because the car itself caters to somebody who makes a decent amount of money. It's a beautiful looking car, in my opinion. I know it's a heated debate. A lot of people think it's ugly as hell. I think it's a beautiful car. That's just what I think personally. Let me write this down real quick. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful car, and I think a lot of people will argue with me against that, but I think the people who do love it outweighs the people who think it's ugly. So it's got the beautiful look. It's like an iPhone on wheels. It does automatic updates, which is one of the reasons why I think Tesla's going to keep growing, because the software, Elon Musk patented the software where if I'm sitting in my car, boom, and I see a software update, I can hit update and it updates. I don't know if it has to be off or on because I don't have a Tesla. That's definitely one of my goals, to get a Tesla one day. But it updates the car. You don't have to plug it into anything. So it updates just like iPhones. I think iPhones, you need to plug it up to something, but you just need to plug it up so it doesn't die. It needs like a battery requirement, charge requirement. And I think the same things with the iPhone, with the Tesla. So it does like, it updates without having to be plugged into anything. It's just, and it dances. It just does so many things where I think an American right now, we love having something that's ours. We love, not just Americans, but the world. We love something that's ours, and we like customizing it. We like making our own color. We like making it unique. We like making it stand out. We like making Instagram pages for it. We like making YouTube channels about it. We like doing TikToks on it, around it, in it. It doesn't matter. And I think that's where Tesla has like seen this market, and he's swooped in and he's been able to clear that. So like, you own a Tesla, you love that Tesla, just like you own a Lamborghini, you love that Lamborghini. But more than anything, it doesn't cost the price to get a Lamborghini as it does to get a Tesla. Or other way around, Teslas are cheaper, but I think the quality is just as good. And it became the most valuable car company 2 weeks ago, or last week if you're watching this. Because once again, I'm recording this on July 2nd. I didn't want to say that, but it still came out of my mouth. I just feel like I'm so repetitive with that. So I think, and then on top of that, I saw news that it popped up on Market Watch, which is like the place I get all my news from my stocks. And by the way, I'm not a day trader. I like ETFs, but I like to hold a few stocks, a few things that I think are potential money grabs, 10 baggers, as Peter Lynch would say in the book I just read, and that's the reason why I'm so excited about this. What was I saying? Come on, chimps, tell me what I was saying. I love these chimps. They're the coolest little Fucking monkeys. On my Instagram page, I put up a picture of a chimp every single day just to remind everybody out there where we came from, where we started, where the human genome started. We started as little chimps, and I put up little baby chimps up there so we could see this baby chimp and be like, yo, no matter what's going on in this world, no matter how much chaos is happening, no matter who's getting shot, no matter what school's getting shot, no matter what protests are going down, no matter who's getting killed, no matter what's going on, we're still little chimps at the end of the day. We're happy little chimps. Fuck yeah, we're happy little chimps. Fuck, that's not good. Yeah, so it's just, that was a weird text message I got. I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, so it's just, I'm happy with that stock, and I think it's going to do super, super well for me. We shall see. But like I want to say at the beginning, I want to share with you guys a few just really nice, just like 2 or 3 nice comments that I've gotten from a few people out there. And this is what I do it for, and this is what I'm so thankful for everybody out there who shows me love on every episode. This is from Hard Parking Podcast. He said, Michael Labs knows what he's doing. Checking out more episodes, but I listened to episode 100. You can tell from the opening 2 sentences that Michael cares about his podcast quality and content and gets it. Gets that each episode should be the best of him while providing a tour inside the mind of me, Michael Labs. So weird saying third person. While balancing between telling you what he thinks while allowing you to identify by bringing you into the conversation as a listener. Solid show. I'm listening to another episode as I write this review. That's something that when I went into this podcast, when I started this podcast, I never wanted it to be about me, right? Obviously it is about me in the sense that I'm the one talking twice a week, but I wanted to say things that maybe you've never thought of before, and then boom, it pops in your head, and now you're thinking about it. And I think that that's a good. I personally believe that was the whole goal of this, to get people thinking about subjects that they may not ever think about, that they may not feel comfortable thinking about, but now they're forced to think about, because I think that's where growth happens as a human being, to be able to grab concepts that maybe outside of your normal world don't exist. But if you hear me talk about it, you feel like it may be acceptable to think about something. And when I talk, when I think, in my head, nothing is off limits. I think of the most violent, aggressive things, but I also think of the most beautiful things. And that is what a human is. That is the dichotomy of being a Homo sapien. And that's what makes us so beautiful. That's what makes us capable of loving as much as we do, of taking care of each other as much as we do, as that allows us to put down our lives for other people's lives. But at the same damn time, and this is something that's so important, especially in a climate like we live in today, when you have that ability to be beautiful inside and outside, and to make other people around you feel beautiful inside and outside, you also get this side. You also get the Charles Mansons, the Ted Bundys, the Ted Kaczynskis, Jeffrey Dahmers, the school shooters of the world. You get that. It's a spectrum of people. And what's so weird about people is that we're all, at birth, I believe that we're all capable of wonders. Disasters that are wonders, and wonders that are pure and beautiful and gold, but also ones that will make you sick to your fucking stomach, like people in jail right now for child sex trafficking, which is a real thing. And I don't know where people live. I don't know what people think. I don't know what people surround themselves around. I like to speak on good things, but I'm not naive. I understand that there's pure evil in this world, and I think a lot of that has to do with the way I was brought up. I was brought up by 2 police officers. My father was not afraid to tell me the things that he was experiencing at work and the things that my mom was experiencing at work. There's evil in this world that you don't even want to know exists. There's people chopping kids up and selling body parts. There's people inbreeding chimps and humans, like in China. There's a a trafficking system of chimps in India, where they drug these chimps up, put makeup on them, and sell them as prostitutes throughout the places in India. You know, there's some real shit in this world, and that's just modern day. If you even go back just 300 years, I mean, just 200 years ago, we were grabbing Africans from the western side of Africa and enslaving them. And then when we let them free, we didn't let them free. And when I say we, I mean as Americans, as white Americans, something that we fail to recognize. And for some reason, if we say, oh, that was 200 years ago, that was 300 years ago, people feel like that's all you need to say. It's like absolutely not true. What you need to say is a lot. What you need to say is to just say something, to just keep on speaking about it, because just because something goes away doesn't mean that it doesn't impact people anymore. In the same way, yeah, it's illegal to fight people in baseball, and you're not supposed to do it. But if you get drilled in the back, boom, it comes back. The rules come back and people start fighting. That's what systematic racism is. You put things away, but if you don't actually change, like if you don't, just because you get rid of rules, just because you amend things and you put things in the constitutions and you say some things that come out of your mouth that sound good for the moment. And this is what made me sick about everything, is people been saying things these past month, 2 months, which is beautiful. Say as much as you should, because I think that's your right as a human being to do that. Now, human rights are, I think, something that, anyways, but it makes me upset when the conversation comes to a screeching halt, because what you're doing is you're making little changes, but you're not dissecting you gotta there's some serious deep-rooted issues. You know, the fact that Mississippi just got rid of their Confederate flag, that is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing not in the sense that I understand why. I understand why they just now took it down, because it's a sense of pride. But the sense of pride is broken. It's a broken sense of pride, right? What was I even talking about? I was just saying thank you. Like, just thank you. Thank you for this review. It really means a lot to me. That's something that I really try to do. I also like to try to challenge when I say something, I'm like when you're watching like a presidential candidate, whatever, when they talk to each other I don't know. I don't watch that shit. I hate it. I hate watching presidents talk to each other. Or president candidates talk. It's some dumb shit. It's so stupid. But presidential debates, I think that's what they're called. But I like the way my brain works is it's like a presidential debate. Because I'm just thinking on these podcasts. That's all I do on this podcast. I just think. I just spend 30 to 45 minutes just thinking, but verbally thinking. And that's why I think sometimes I say things, I'm like, fuck, man. Should I post that? Like, damn it, Mike. I don't think you meant, did you mean that? I don't think you meant that. Why'd you say it then? But that's what I do. I like to say things, and I debate my own words with my own brain. Like, I debate with what I say, because I don't want to ever... I feel like I'm a broken record, but I don't like the idea of pigeonholing myself into a way of thinking. I never want to be that person where you see me on social media, you can pinpoint exactly what I believe in. I don't ever want that, because those people are the reason why things never change. People who believe in one thing and they believe it so much. Here we go, and this is an example that I think will offend a lot of people, but it's people who are diehard feminists, where guys are always at fault for everything. It's always the guy's fault. It's never, ever, ever the girl's fault. Girls are right, guys are wrong. They're good, dudes are pieces of shit. Women like that are the reason why they will never accomplish their goals. Because in order to have a successful campaign, for lack of better terms, and reach your goals, you have to communicate with the other side. It's like if I'm the Yankees, there would never be a rivalry. There would never be a game if it wasn't for the Red Sox. And the reason why that there's a game is because they can communicate. They could talk to each other. They could talk shit to each other. They could talk smack. So your goals will never be accomplished. You have to have the ability to not understand, but listen to the other side. What does the other side have to say? Why do guys do that? Why do guys say that to some women? Are some of them pieces of shit? Absolutely. But why are they pieces of shit? You know, and I'm not defending, definitely not defending anything like that. But what I'm saying is, basically what I'm saying is when I say things, I like to be arbitrary on the fence. I don't want to pick a side. I refuse to pick a side. I just don't. And I think I was brought up in a way where you got to stand for something. I stand for things. You will never know what I stand for though, talking to you. Why? Because I want to know what you stand for. Because maybe if I stand for something and I don't say it, maybe it's wrong. Or maybe it can be adjusted. And I want to hear and listen to what people have to say about everything. That's what gets me up in the morning. You know, the ability to listen to other people's viewpoints. And sometimes people are very offensive. And, you know, sometimes people are dicks. But sometimes people are very enlightening. And especially, I've heard a lot of things from people who come off as dickheads. But then once you hear why they came off as a dickhead, you're like, oh shit, you were brought up by two dickheads. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the whole thing where people automatically see a MAGA hat and they assume so many things: racist, a bad father, a bad mother, poor, uneducated, illiterate. And by you doing that, by you making these assumptions, you're just going to make that MAGA hat person even more pissed. And if the goal is peace, you can kiss that goodbye, because now it's revenge for the MAGA hat person. So you see what I mean? It seems like you're helping your side of the party or whatever, but you're actually hurting your side more than you think by taking a very aggressive stance and not allowing yourself to jump in the river and swim to the other side and listen and talk and hang out with those people. You're shooting yourself in the foot. From Yik Yacker. 5-star, 100 episodes. That's amazing. This is a captivating podcast show. Congratulations on 100 episodes. When you keep at something that you're passionate about, the results speak for itself. Great job, Michael. Thank you so much, Yik Yacker. This is from T. Dixon 508. Absolutely necessary podcast. I loved your breakdown of our capitalist society. I think that was episode 98 or 99. I enjoyed that one. I actually got a lot of feedback on that one, and I really did enjoy doing that one. It's a slippery slope. That's what he says. And yes, it absolutely is a slippery slope. Thank you for your transparency, ability to engage in thought-provoking content. Keep up the awesome work. Read two more here. Here's two. Okay. From Kelsey Nelson, must listen. Talk about a podcast host that owns his voice and commands his audience. This podcast has it all. Fun and innovative and speaks to real issues. Two more. I do like to speak to real issues. Okay, awesome topics from Paris Evelyn. I really enjoyed the topics of conversation this podcast talks about. The Michael Lab Show goes into detail on a lot of important issues with good explanations. I think, quote, America is for Dreamers, I think that was episode 60 or 97, is a great episode or 99, because it really talks a lot about the current state of the nation we are living in. Very informative and interesting to listen to. Thank you, Paris Evelyn. Last one. Great dialogue in topics from Boondock Saint 08. Offers a great running perspective on a broad range of topics. Excited to continue and follow as the times change. Thank you so much for those positive feedbacks. I appreciate those. That is why I do the podcast. All right. Two things, and then I'll let you guys go. First thing, I was at work yesterday, and I thought we were getting shot at by the Russians. Finally, I thought we were getting attacked by Russia or China or North Korea, and it sounded like 50 cal machine guns just blazing, just pop, 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 pop on our roof. And we don't have a tin roof, but we have it's a warehouse roof, so you know when shit's getting hit. And I look up and I'm like, holy shit, where are the Chinese? Where are the North Koreans? Where are the Russians? Why are we all still alive? Everyone's just riding around the treadmills and everything seems to be okay. And then you can see the headphones starting to come off. I'm looking outside like this. I'm like, well, what the fuck? And then everyone's running to the door. Dude, it was hailing. I've never seen hail. And I know from my listeners, I got plenty of them out in Colorado, Denver, Texas, I know I'm pretty sure it hails there regularly, but it never ever hails here. And when it hailed, it only hailed like in Annapolis. Apparently, people in Edgewater, Davisonville, Severna Park didn't get any hail. Maybe Severna Park did. But this hail was like the size of my cactus head right here, which you can't really see. I've done a lot of things, not for the Apple or for the audio podcast listeners, because I stood up and I showed you guys my shorts. Anyways, it was the size of golf balls. It was like little golf balls flying from the sky. And it was so crazy just to think about like how Earth just throws fucking ice rocks at us when it wants to. Like, and I felt so bad for the homeless people. But we're all like worried about cars, and apparently it didn't dent our cars at all. But it was the first time I ever saw hail. I thought it was cool. I wrote it here. When I came out, it didn't come out as cool as I wanted it to. It sounded cooler in my brain. But it was the first time I ever experienced hail. Thank God I got inside like 15 minutes before it started hailing. I was out there running. Dude, I would have got just pounded on the head, more concussed, maybe got smarter. One thing I did want to bring up real quick, it's going to be a 40-minute podcast, so we just, for the last, 5, 6, 7 minutes here. So, it's been about a year now since Jeffrey Epstein was arrested for whatever they arrested him, but for basically child sex trafficking with his good old buddy Bill Clinton and a few other people. And everyone was wondering what was going on with, and by the way, I don't know where things are now because this podcast is 5 days after the story broke. So a lot of things could have easily changed since this podcast goes up. But Jeffrey Epstein, so there's a great documentary, and great what I mean by great is it shows a lot of how Jeffrey Epstein did what he did. But he had, I think it was his girlfriend or something. I don't think they're married, but like his girlfriend, her name was just Ghislaine Maxwell, Ghislaine, Ghislaine Maxwell. And she was the head groomer. She would recruit girls, bring them back to his house, and he did what he'd do to them. And he would convince them to fly to the island with them. She would basically just groom them for Jeffrey Epstein, go out and get them, fetch them, and do all this stuff. Actually, right now on Twitter, they're doing like the live thing. But she like kind of left the country after he got arrested, and then he committed suicide, or he was killed by a hitman. Who knows? But they just actually arrested her in New Hampshire at 8:30 this morning. New Hampshire. I'm just saying New Hampshire because I'm a loser who sits in his room, corner of his bedroom, and talks to a microphone for a few hundred people to listen to. But she was arrested today, on July 2nd, in New Hampshire at 8:30 a.m. and she will be in court now. And I think she will get killed, or she will commit suicide. I don't think she will make it through the week. She might make it a month, but no longer than 2, 3, probably no longer than 2 months. Like she'll be dead before Christmas comes easily. And it's going to be I think the floodgates are opening up right now in this country. I don't talk about conspiracies too much, but when things like this happen, they're so obvious. It was so obvious Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking women back and forth. It was so obvious that Bill Clinton was hooking up with these girls on Pedophile Island. It's so fucking obvious. It's so obvious that Hillary Clinton was a piece of shit and still a piece of shit, and she has emails that she doesn't let anyone see. Why wouldn't she let anyone see them? Well, for security reasons, quote unquote. Bill Clinton denies that he was on this plane going back and forth with Jeffrey Epstein to Pedo Island 24 times, 25 times. The transactions are right there. Jeffrey Epstein has a painting of Bill Clinton, a picture or a painting of Bill Clinton in a dress above his fireplace, smoking a cigar or drinking whiskey or whatever it is. He's like this, like his hand behind his head, like kind of like pushing out his waistline of Bill Clinton. what's a more sign of you're my bitch than that? You know? So many sketchy things happen. So many heads of big organizations, they become so powerful, and I think they can get away with everything, and they want attention, and they want young girls, and they don't want to have to work for it because they're ugly. They're old and they're ugly, and they have a lot of money, but they don't want older women. They want young women. So they hire Jeffrey Epstein, or Jeffrey Epstein works for them, and he gets them the young women. You know, he gets them the young women. And Bill Clinton has a history of not with young underage women, at least as far as I know, but he has a history of sexual cases in the White House. So I don't know what's going to happen here, but I do know something's going to happen. Shit's going to go down. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen? But Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriend, or whatever she was, just got arrested, just got charged, and she will be dead, or she will give away all the information, and everybody who's anybody will be going down, and shit will be going down, and everything that we're talking about, COVID and all that good stuff, if she speaks, is gone. No one's going to be talking about COVID anymore, or it won't, because head of the news organizations, CNN and Fox, they have something to do with it, and they won't fucking talk about it. Who the hell knows what's going on? But that's some wild shit. I think that should be the talk of the town, honestly. Fuck your COVID. That's on going up, boy. Shut up, Mike. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not a scientist. What? I speak on things like I'm an educated person. I'm not. I'm just dumb, and I just talk too much. But yeah, guys. Ghislaine Maxwell is going to prison for a long time, and she might get acquitted if she speaks. But if she speaks, she needs to go to jail, or she will get killed outside of jail. That's just the truth. I love you guys. I thank everybody out there for listening to the podcast. Episode 102, dogs barking, someone just got home. I'll catch you guys in episode 103 of the Michael Lab Show. Stay blessed. Be good to yourself. Enjoy your family. Hope you had a good July 4th. I'll catch you guys on Thursday on July 9th. Love you guys. Peace out. See ya.